Every single night, billions of us do this biological ritual that we don't even think about. We just close our eyes and our brain kind of starts cleaning house. It's something every human needs. But what if it wasn't? What if rest became just another commodity? Something you could buy and sell on an open market?
Just think about that for a second. 24 hours a day of pure, uninterrupted productivity, creativity, life. But that gift has to come from somewhere, right? Someone, somewhere, has to do the sleeping for you. And you can bet for the right price, there are literally billions of people who'd be willing to sell you their rest.
And so, the global sleep market opens for business. In an instant, 2 billion of the world's wealthiest people buy a perfect, refreshing 8 hours of sleep. And at that exact same moment, 2 billion of the world's poorest sell it. The transaction is instantaneous. The consequences, well, they're anything but.
Okay, so the first bill that comes due isn't paid in dollars, it's paid in joules. The laws of physics always demand their cut, and it turns out the price for cheating biology is raw explosive energy.
See, every single one of these sleep transactions displaces a massive amount of metabolic energy. And to put that into perspective, we're not talking about a little static shock here. We're talking about the raw, untamed power of a direct lightning strike. All of that heat has to go somewhere, and it has to go there instantly.
But here's the real kicker. This isn't happening one by one. The second that market opens, 2 billion of these lightning strikes are all triggered at the exact same time, all routed through these enormous server nodes scattered across the globe.
The total energy unleashed into our atmosphere in that one moment it's just catastrophic. It's a blast more than 40 times stronger than the atomic bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima. But it's not just in one place. It's happening at every single one of those server nodes all at once.
So if you're anywhere near one of these locations, the air around you instantly flashes to the temperature of an oven. This creates a shockwave moving at twice the speed of sound, a totally invisible wall of force that doesn't just knock down buildings, it vaporizes them. It scours the landscape clean, right down to the bedrock for miles in every direction.
And while these server farms are literally detonating, 2 billion human beings are being, well, switched off. The sellers. And as we all know, gravity is a powerful and very unforgiving force.
Just try to picture it. In every city, on every continent, about a quarter of the population just goes limp, instantly. Drivers slump over their steering wheels. Surgeons collapse in the middle of an operation. Pilots just go unconscious in the cockpit. It's a planet-wide, perfectly synchronized collapse.
Now, what's really wild is the thud of 2 billion bodies all hitting the ground at the exact same instant sends this unique shockwave through the Earth's crust. It's not nearly enough to move continents or anything, but it's more than enough to cause things like bridges, balconies, and older buildings to fail from the weird vibration all across the globe.
But the real horror, the absolute nightmare of it all, is happening on a microscopic level. For the buyer, yeah, their brain is pristine, refreshed, working better than ever. But the seller's brain, it's instantly flooded with all of the buyer's accumulated neurotoxins. It's a biological transfer of toxic waste, and it causes the seller's brain to swell violently against the inside of their own skull. And this is the result. The swelling is so fast and so extreme that it literally forces the brainstem down through that tiny opening at the base of the skull. It severs the connection that controls your breathing, your heartbeat, everything. The very act of selling your sleep is biologically and immediately fatal. So you see, this technology doesn't just cheat biology, it cheats time itself. Because to grant someone 8 hours of rest in a nanosecond, you have to bend the very fabric of reality. And space-time, it always snaps back. To make this instantaneous transfer even possible, time itself has to be warped. I mean, seriously warped, by a factor of over 28,000. And to do that, you have to create a temporary gravitational field so intense, it basically mimics the edge of a black hole. And when that transaction ends and that field collapses, the energy rebound is just astronomical. Let's look at the oceanic server nodes, the ones designed to absorb this energy. The result is planetary-scale destruction. In less than half a second, the rebound energy flash boils nearly 4 cubic kilometers of ocean into steam. This creates a gigantic underwater cavity, displacing an amount of water that is almost impossible to imagine. A mega tsunami is born, and I'm not talking about a big wave. I'm talking about a wall of water over 400 meters high. That's taller than the Empire State Building, moving at the speed of a jet. It doesn't just hit the coast, it scours it from the map, pushing miles and miles inland and literally reshaping continents in a single devastating blow.
So after the fire, and the collapse, and the flood, what's even left? Well, you've got a planet that's permanently scarred, with a new economy that reshapes the very laws of geology and biology every single day.
It's kind of crazy, but that simple, synchronized act of 2 billion people lying down every day is enough to actually alter the planet's moment of inertia. Over time, this gives the Earth's axis this uncontrollable wobble. It literally, measurably changes the length of our day.
And the environmental cost is just staggering. A sleepless elite consumes energy 24/7. Global power demands double, then triple. Hyper-intensive agriculture completely replaces natural biomes just to feed them. The planet is literally being cooked alive to support a species that has forgotten how to rest. So what is the ultimate price? What's the final consequence of a world where sleep can be bought and sold so easily? Humanity itself breaks in two. The buyers, since they're totally free from that buildup of neurotoxins, they achieve a new level of intelligence, memory, even longevity. But the sellers, they become this biological underclass, their very short lives defined by the neurodegenerative diseases they absorb from the elite. You see, in the end, we didn't solve the problem of our own biology. We just outsourced it. We created a perfect, sleepless world for a select few, built on the permanent, dreamless sleep of the many. It really forces us to ask a pretty tough question, doesn't it? When the price of someone else's perfect, productive day is your entire life, what is that day truly worth?